national title. Tonight, we find out which teams will have a chance to make a run for a national championship. The 2001 Men's Division I, II, and III Lacrosse Selection Show is next. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our NCAA studios here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Anthony Callan, my partner here, Leif Elsmo, and as we get set to unveil to you the Division I, Division II, Division III Lacrosse Championship brackets. We will get to the brackets in a moment, and I can tell you what, Leif, I'm sure you agree with this, that the committee has been extremely busy throughout the weekend trying to pick the teams they believe should be a part of this year's field. We will get to those brackets in a moment. As far as the tournament itself, of course, there's Division I, 12 teams are invited to the tournament. Division II, 4 teams, and Division III, 14 teams. And Leif, you know, when you look at this year's tournament, this is the time of the year that everybody's getting excited for the postseason.
And no question about it, Anthony. Since 1971, the NCAA has put together the greatest tournament lacrosse has ever seen. It's grown every year. The stature of it is bigger than anybody ever expected. So everybody wants to go watch it. Your family, your friends, all the people who watch lacrosse, either casually or the devotees of the game, they come to watch this tournament. The players that are watching us tonight, they've worked hard. They want to know if their name's drawn. Is their team going? And we're going to let them know.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody's trying to get to New Jersey, to Rutgers University. And speaking of the lacrosse finals, if you want to check it out, Memorial Day weekend, here's what you have to do. 2001 NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championship Weekend is May the 26th to the 28th at Rutgers University. Tickets call 732-445-2766 or log on to ncaalacrosse.com. And Leif, what is it like, though, making it to the championship game for these players out there? What's that type of moment like?
As you would expect, the pinnacle. They work hard to be there. This is the weekend that they live for, and they want their names selected. They want us to make sure they're going.
All right, partner, you ready?
I'm ready.
I hope you folks at home are ready, because here we go. We're going to begin with the Division III championships. And Gettysburg, the Bullets, they have a first-round bye. They come with a record of 14-1. They'll play the winner of Springfield, the Pride, 15-1, or Eastern Connecticut State, the Warriors, 15-1 overall.
Eastern Connecticut State, first time to the tournament. Springfield have been there 5 times. They are experienced. Gettysburg, a tough team waiting for the winner of that matchup.
Meanwhile, these games, of course, will take place on Wednesday. Hamden, Sydney, the Tigers will play host. They're 11-3 overall. They'll play host to Denison, the Big Red, coming a record of 10-3 overall.
Big story here. Hampton Sydney beat W&L in the ODAC. The automatic qualifier only allows one team to go. W&L, one of the best teams in Division III, will watch this year. Hampton Sydney gets to go.
And when you talk about tradition, Division III, that is, you got to talk about Salisbury State. 15-1, 19th overall Division III tournament appearance. They'll take on Stevens Tech, 12-3 record coming into the tournament.
Salisbury State, the team that lost last year to Middlebury. They were the winner of the year before, so they've got great seasoned experience in the championship series. A tough matchup for Stevens Tech in their very first championship appearance.
Let's take a look at this Salisbury State 15-1 record.
Well, this team is very exciting to watch. They're in the yellow right here. Jim Berkman has a team geared for action. They push the tempo defensively to push it up and get the big shots. Salisbury State, Nick Lesser feeds on that shot. And you'll see Jamie Hare come up. This is Lesser coming behind the goal. Coming down to get the shot will be number 6, Jamie Hare. But this team, or Lesser, takes a shot right there. But anyway, Salisbury State will come at you from a lot of different ways. The tempo is really dictated from the defensive end. Very exciting.
All right, 17 more to go when we come back from Indianapolis. Tonight's NCAA Men's Lacrosse Selection Show is brought to you by Bride, official ball for NCAA Lacrosse Championships.
It's the hottest thing to ever come out of Taco Bell. Introducing the grilled stuffed burrito.
Elsa Benitez is hot. Yeah, but take away the grilled stuffed burrito and what do you got? Just another international swimsuit supermodel walking through a Taco Bell parking lot.
Inside it's sizzling with flavors melting together. Outside grilled crispy and delicious. The new grilled stuffed burrito. Grilling makes it better inside and out.
Hey guys.
That's one incredible burrito.
Time's up. spend your dollar wisely, especially at IHOP, because we're saluting America's new Golden Dollar with an all-new Rudy, featuring 5 Golden Dollar pancakes and your choice of fruit topping. And during our Rudy Tootie Saluti, you can also enjoy 2 other new Rudies, starting at just $3.99 weekdays. Plus, register to win $10,000 during IHOP's Golden Dollar Sweepstakes. Anytime's a good time for IHOP.
Impressions are important. What you drive says a lot about who you are. Make a statement. Choose a quality pre-owned luxury vehicle from Select Auto Imports. Our new expanded facility features a grand selection of carefully screened, gently used, immaculate motor cars. Make your statement. Come experience for yourself the selection of luxury, the luxury of Select.
And welcome back here to Indianapolis, Indiana. Anthony Calhoun along with Leif Elsmo, and we're taking a look at the Division III brackets. And Leif, how do we get these 14 teams?
Well, we got 14 teams, and they're selected this way. 10 selections that are automatic qualifiers from 10 different conferences. And then there are 4 at-large bids. Now, the key is they are Pool B bids, and they are not Pool C, which means they cannot come from automatic qualifying conferences. If you get an automatic qualifier from one conference, you cannot get an at-large bid from the same conference.
Okay, let's take a look now at the bottom half of the bracket, and we begin with Nazareth. The Golden Flyers, they get a first-round bye. They're 14-0 with the record. They'll take on either Cortland State, 11-5 record coming in the tournament, their 10th overall appearance, or Rensselaer, the Engineers, 9-3 overall.
Cortland State's got a great tradition, the 75 Division II champs. The winner of that game, though, playing Nazareth, that's a tough order. 96, 97 champions, 98 and 95 runners-up. Nazareth was in that championship game 4 straight years as late as 1998.
Those games taking place on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Middlebury, the Panthers, the defending champions, 13-1, a record overall coming in the tournament. They'll take on Endicott, 10-4 overall coming into the NCAA tournament.
Middlebury still has their guns, Anthony. They've got lefty Holt Hopkins. They've got the MVP from last year, David Seeley. So Endicott, first year in, is going to have a very tough order.
Meanwhile, Ithaca College, they're in. The Bombers, 12-1 overall. Their first trip to the tournament since 1998. They'll take on Messiah College, 11-4 record. The Falcons, their first ever appearance in the tournament.
The pride of Grantham, Pennsylvania. They will go against Jeff Long's team, and that will be a Pool B selection. Let's take a look at some of the great action from these teams, starting with Nazareth. This is a team that really has the tradition of Scott Nelson, which is run and gun. But for the first time in 15 years, it's not Scott Nelson. Rob Randall is the new coach, but this team still has the same trademark tendencies. They like to push the ball. Nazareth, the Golden Flyers, move up and down the field. Great shooters like Torelli, Quackenbush, Rosencrantz. And then you got great saves on the other end, like that one from Rob Carroll. Middlebury, what can you say about the defending champion? They are tremendous. Holt Hopkins is a great player. David Seeley, 15, taking a shot as the MVP from last year's championship game. You see Matt Dunn, number 21. He can get through the defense. Good shot there, but he also can feed, and Dunn comes in to end up this little series with a nifty move, getting it way down low to Zach Herbert. That team can beat you a lot of different ways. Then you've got Ithaca. This is a team also that likes to push the tempo of the game. Ithaca, of course, great offense, the Bombers, hence their name. Last year they ended the season with 8 straight wins. Anthony, this is a team that's really starting to believe they belong, and not in the first round. They've got to move it up, step it up against the great teams.
And of course, the Division III games take place the first round on Wednesday, and not enough time to get ready for these games?
It's a tough order, as you might imagine, but they are ready to play. They've scouted out who they might match up. They both have 2 days, so it's fair on both ends.
All right, so Division III is set. Now let's move forward to Division II, and we begin now with CW Post. They're in the tournament for Division II, and they come in with a record of 9-3 overall. They'll play host on Saturday, May the 19th, to Adelphi. 10-2 record coming in the tournament, their 14th overall appearance.
Well, for the last 5 years, this was the championship game because these two teams were 3 of the last 5 championships. This CW Post team was the runner-up for the last 5 years. So Tom Postel knows how to get to the finals. He wants to get there and win it one of these times. This is a great matchup, a historical matchup.
Yeah, it is. Limestone, the Saints, you know the name, the defending champions, 12-2 record overall, the defending champions, and they'll take on Wingate, the Bulldogs, their first ever trip to the NCAA Division II tournament.
Well, Limestone, only their second year in. Here they are still the favorite. They're winning it in their first year. They've got Nick Carlson still there running that attack. They'll be tough to beat. And Wingate from North Carolina, first year in, they're happy, but they're playing the big guys, and they will have their hands full. Take a look now at CW Post and how this team can move the ball. Great action from Tom Postel's team. They like to move the ball. He was an attackman when he played, and he likes to get the ball to a lot of different players and push it around the field. Again, CW Post, runner-up the last 4 years, 3 of the last 5 championships won by Post or Adelphi. Limestone comes in last year, first team from the Southeast to get to the championship, and they win it the first year. This team's deep. They dress about 50, 60 players. He doesn't cut anybody. It's a great program that was built down there to a championship status. They lost their head coach, but they still have great leadership with their new coach who was assistant last year, Bill Malone. And this is a program that already is the team to beat in Division II.
A very tough bracket, Division II bracket, of course. And Limestone, one of your favorites, you think?
Well, they've got to be called the favorite. They are the defending champions, and I think until you dethrone the defending champion, you have to give them the honor of saying they're the team to beat.
Okay, Leaf. Division III is finished. Division II is finished. Only one more division now, Division I. When we come back from Indianapolis, we'll take a look at the top bracket of Division I lacrosse tournament for this year, 2001.
Growing up, all we wanted to do was play. But as the world opened up to us, it became easier to get sidetracked. And just one single bet, one simple step can blow not only your education, but a chance to compete in the sport that we love.
They watch from the stands while their money changes hands.
The only thing worth betting on is ourselves.
Don't cross that line.
The NCAA thanks its corporate partners who dedicate financial resources, talent, and expertise to help emphasize the vital role intercollegiate athletics plays in society and in the overall development of student athletes. The support of higher education by these outstanding corporate citizens also provides funding for NCAA youth programs and NCAA championships. The NCAA and its corporate partners, together building a better experience for our student athletes.
Hey, will you eat a stick of butter for a brine cyber?
Oh, yeah.
How about you? Put this sweaty gym sock in your mouth and we'll give you a cyber.
Sure.
Anyone want to eat a worm for a cyber?
Somebody's got to eat that.
Yeah. Anyone else?
We're back here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and Leaf. Now it's time for Division I tournament bracket, and there's only one word I think of when I think of the Division I action throughout this year, and that is balance.
Everybody talks about balance, and they're really right to talk about it. And it shows up in the bottom part of the bracket. It used to be after 8, level fell off a little bit talent-wise, but no more. Notre Dame, for instance, used to sneak in as the 12th team. Now they're ranked consistently a lot higher. The teams are much better after the top 4 teams. The 12 teams that get into this tournament, Anthony, are going to be very competitive.
All right, so here we go. We begin with the top seed, the Syracuse Orangemen out of Syracuse, New York. They get the top seed, of course. When you talk about tradition, you got to talk about the Orangemen. What a job John Desko's done with the Orangemen. They'll take on the winner of the Virginia Cavaliers game. They come in the record of 7-6 overall, 25th overall appearance in the tournament. Or Hofstra, the Flying Dutchman, 9-6 overall.
2 teams that have great quality teams, Virginia and Hofstra, but a struggling year. Virginia at 7-6. They get to play Syracuse, which is the toughest draw in the tournament if they win.
Of course, these games taking place at Army, the first round games. Meanwhile, the 5th seed in the tournament, Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, 12-1 record. Check that. It should be Johns Hopkins, I should say, the 4th seed. Johns Hopkins, they get the first round bye. They'll take on the winner of the Notre Dame, the 5th seed. They're 12-1 overall coming in the tournament. They'll play Bucknell 10-3 overall record, their first trip ever to the NCAA tournament.
Bucknell represents the Patriot League. Notre Dame represents the West, and Johns Hopkins has really gotten better as the year has gone on. Notre Dame, flashy offense. They can score goals. Bucknell built on defense, and they'll have to play a team at Johns Hopkins that's getting young stars stepping in to make that a very complete team. Let's take a look at some of the action from these top bracket teams, and we'll start with Syracuse. Nobody has more offensive guns than the Syracuse Orangemen. Kaufman puts one in from the attack. He can go to the midfield. That time you see Mike Powell. That's right, another Powell, number 22, the fabled number. He is electrifying, bigger numbers than his brothers. Springer, the top gun on the right-handed shooter side for the attack of Syracuse. That time behind the back. Then Liam Banks can do so much. He can feed, he can shoot, a very crafty player. Virginia comes up next behind Syracuse. We'll show you a Virginia team that has struggled. We talked about 7-6. A team that's looking for identity after losing 5 All-Americans last year. A lot of heart gone from this team, but they are finding a personality late in the season. And the leadership is Connor Gill. There he is behind the goal. This is a guy who knows who to give the ball to in key moments. And most of the time, it's this man, Rotelli, who can rocket the ball from that far away and make it stick. Johns Hopkins, I talked about how this team has gotten better, and they really have. They've gotten great help from different players, including Connor Ford, a young freshman coming in. They rely on some of the great players like Doniger, a sophomore who had a great freshman year last year. And, of course, the Denahan boys, they're still there. Connor Denahan in the midfield is a tough player to watch. Granarola right there making a big shot. Hopkins will be tough to beat. Notre Dame, sensational week during the season where they beat Virginia, and then they went down and beat Loyola. Look at the offense they used to just shatter the defense of Loyola. Big fakes, great ball movement. Notre Dame and Corrigan's team on both ends of the field, very skilled and really deserving the 5 seed.
The Final 6 of Division I is next.
Remember the first game on 33rd Street, the first at Camden Yards and Raven Stadium.
Here we go again.
The all-new Baltimore Bayhawks Professional Outdoor Lacrosse
is here.
See Millen and Marichek square off against Casey Powell and the Long Island Lizards. Call 1-866-99-HAWKS for tickets to the inaugural game on June 7th. 1-866-99-HAWKS. The best seats are going fast. Visit BaltimoreBayhawks.com for season plans or individual tickets to the real game, the way it was meant to be played. 1-866-99-HAWKS.
Could you hold it a second while I reload?
Antietam National Battlefield.
This is going to be such a great shot. Say cheese.
One of the many authentic historic treasures you'll discover in Maryland. For a vacation the whole family will treasure, call 1-800-MD-IS-FUN and ask for your free Maryland vacation guide, Destination Maryland. It has everything you need to enjoy Maryland's world-famous sights and attractions year-round. Also, ask for the special free stuff from the Free State Coupon Book. Call now and receive a special edition print from Antietam National Battlefield. 1-800-MD-IS-FUN.
Experience the treasures of Maryland. Call for your free vacation guide. Maryland, welcome.
And welcome back, folks. Anthony Calhoun along with Leif Elsmo. We already looked at the top 6 teams as far as Division I lacrosse bracket, the upper half bracket. And Syracuse, the Orange, became the top seed for this year's tournament. Surprised at all?
A little bit of a tremor there, I'm sure, the folks at home, because the polls had Princeton, most of them, number 1, Syracuse 2. Why? Well, because Syracuse stubbed their toe against Loyola during the season. They had 2 losses during the season, one to Hopkins, one to Loyola. Princeton just lost to Syracuse. They lost by 6 goals. And I think, Anthony, when you got down to analyzing schedules, it was the strength of schedule for Syracuse that pushed them back up, plus the big shellacking they put on Georgetown. They absolutely annihilated Georgetown in the last game, 19 to 10, and it was a tough game. Hammer got hurt for Georgetown, but Syracuse established their supremacy in that last game, and I think their strength of schedule took them to number 1.
Yeah, great win for Syracuse yesterday against Georgetown. Let's move on now in the bottom half of the bracket now. Here we go. We begin with Townsend. The Tigers, they come in with the 6th seed. They're 12-3 overall. They won the American East title. This game would take place on Saturday at At UMBC, they'll take on Duke, the Blue Devils, 11-5 overall.
Anthony Towson's the biggest success story of the year. Last year they were 3-10. Tony Seaman in his third year there. He came from Hopkins. He has a tremendous success record at Penn. Then he goes to Hopkins. Now he comes to Towson. It's a great match. The kids are believing. They're young, mostly freshmen and sophomore. They can run the ball. They can shoot. They can score. This team is a scary team, this Towson team. And Duke is a team that cannot score a lot of goals. They are big and strong. They really have goals at a premium. So this is a very intriguing matchup. And the winner gets a tough order.
Yeah, you're right about that. The winner of this game will take on Maryland. They get the first round bye, the third seed, their 25th overall appearance in the NCAA tournament.
Well, Maryland had a great year. They only didn't win the ACC tournament. That's about all they didn't do. Tremendous year throughout with great offense. They had big wins throughout the season. They beat Hopkins. This is a team that deserves a top 4 seed, and they come in at number 3. And, of course, they'll play that winner of Towson and Duke.
Meanwhile, the 7th seed, Loyola, a record of 9-3 in this year's tournament, their 14th straight appearance. They'll take on the Hoyas of Georgetown, 11-2 overall. They won the ECAC.
Well, Loyola's been there for so many years now since Dave Cottle really reestablished the program. And Dave Urick at Georgetown did the same thing. He took that program, elevated it after coming from Hobart, and taught them to win championship lacrosse. So these two teams are evenly matched. This should be a real dogfight. And, of course, the winner here also has a tough draw because they go against a number 2 seed.
The number 2 seed, the Princeton Tigers, coming in with a record of 11-1. And when you talk about defense, you got to talk about the Tigers.
You do, and Bill Tierney has really rewritten the books and the rules on defense and team play. That team will win or lose based on their defensive play, but they've had some of the most exciting offensive players to complement the defense. They are so loaded talent-wise. That's why a lot of people put them at number 1 in the polls, because they know the talent is there.
Take a look at Towson.
All right, some of the great highlights. We'll start with Towson and look at what they can do in the offensive end of the field. That was Josh Tankersley, and they've got a lot of young guys that can move and push the ball. Brad Reppert is the guy who really leads the offense. Right there, Reppert comes down, finishes off down low. Sensational year for the junior. The defense, good on this team. The goalie, a little bit dinged, a little bit hurt, but the offensive end, with Jay Horwitz finishing up the highlights here, is the offensive end, is the end, Anthony, that really excites people. Towson can really put the ball in the hoop. They've got the young legs. Then Maryland. Here's Dickie Dell with a family atmosphere and a team that plays hard. The defense always there. Now they've got Combs, the lefty, putting in rockets like that. They've got Dan LaMonica, the freshman, feeding from behind out to tremendous midfielders. And then their areas right now, Combs, rocket from the left. Great combination. LaMonica, Combs, and all the other contributing players like Mullen right there that can score for the University of Maryland. Loyola's got Prout. Tremendous player that came to this program last year. This is his senior year, and he is really a force in the midfield. Then, of course, you've got guys that are complimenting him up and down the field. Loyola, always a team that's going to be hard to beat on the offensive end. There they are playing Syracuse, their biggest win of the year. As you saw Michael Sullivan late in that game, that they beat Syracuse. That was maybe the win that iced their chance to go here. Princeton, tough on the defensive end. We talk about that. DJ Prager is a guy that was hurt last year. This year he is healthy. That'll make that offense so tough to defend. They are a control team, a team that just does not make mistakes, and a team that has known how to win in May, much like Syracuse has, using a different formula, but nobody wants to play this team in May. They are the best.
So the brackets are set. We'll be back to review them, Division I, Division II, and Division III after this.
There is a start, there is a finish, and in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of the student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
The NCAA thanks its corporate partners who dedicate financial resources, talent, and expertise to help emphasize the vital role intercollegiate athletics plays in society and in the overall development of student athletes. The support of higher education by these outstanding corporate citizens also provides funding for NCAA youth programs and NCAA championships. The NCAA and its corporate partners, together building a better experience for our student athletes.
Hey, will you eat a stick of butter for a brine cyber?
Yeah.
How about you? Put this sweaty gym sock in your mouth and we'll give you a cyber.
Sure.
Anyone want to eat a worm for a cyber?
Somebody's got to eat that.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Tonight's NCAA Men's Lacrosse Selection Show is brought to you by Brine, official ball for NCAA Lacrosse Championships. All right, we're back here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Anthony Count along with Leif Elsmo, and so the brackets are set. Let's take a look at them. We begin now with the Division III brackets, and of course, Gettysburg got the bye in the first round. You take a look there. Springfield against Eastern Connecticut State, Hamden Sydney, Denison, Salisbury State, Stevenson Tech. Of course, all these games, first round matchups are at home sites. The bottom bracket, Cortland State. See some other teams.
And Rensselaer, Middlebury, of course, the defending champion against Endicott, Ithaca, and Messiah. A lot of intriguing matchups in this 14-team field. And I think you can see when a team like W&L doesn't get to the playoffs at all, you can anticipate almost that there's going to be some upsets in that early round action. And we don't have to wait long for it because they play on Wednesday.
All right, Division II, 4 teams, but some great matchups in this bracket. CW Post, Adelphi, Limestone, the defending champions against Wingate.
Well, that CW Post Adelphi bracket, again, that defined Division II for so many years. Those two teams have been in the finals for so many years. So that's a great semifinal. You can't get a better semifinal than that. And then the winner gets to take on Limestone, probably, if they can get by Wingate. But that's the defending champion. You have to give them their due and their respect. That sets up just a tremendous final. And I want to remind you that some of the greatest finals we've had in the NCAA championship weekend have been in Division II and III. Yes, Division I is exciting, and we've had huge crowds, 30,000. But Division II last year was a one-goal game, one in the last minute. Division III has gone to overtime 3 of the last 5 years.
Right.
They are great championship matchups.
Okay, Division I now. Take a review again. The top seed, the Syracuse Orangemen, they get the number 1 seed. You see Virginia against Hofstra, Notre Dame against Bucknell. Some nice matchups there.
Well, you do. You have offense against defense with Notre Dame, Bucknell. Virginia, a team that may have found its personality against Hofstra, who had a tough schedule, a lot of losses, but a lot of tough competition. And then, of course, they get to play those great teams, Syracuse, and they move down the list. Hopkins there. Here, though, Towson Duke takes on the winner. We'll go to Maryland, and then Loyola and Georgetown. An interesting matchup there because you don't see that matchup very often. The winner takes on Princeton. Tough matchup for either of those two teams.
And Leif, you mentioned that you expect to see some big upsets maybe in the first couple of rounds.
I think that's the biggest difference, Anthony, in what has happened to lacrosse. Again, you go from 4 to 12. It used to be the team, the competition, the level would fall off dramatically after 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The first round games were kind of games that weren't that good. But now, those games are really toss-ups. Anybody can win those opening round games. They're going to be excellent lacrosse games.
And, of course, the great atmosphere at Rutgers University. Talk about that for me.
Well, that is just the best. You go to Rutgers and you meet all your old friends. You see the best lacrosse there is to see. Doubleheaders on Saturday. You've got 2 championships on Sunday and then the big one on Monday. It doesn't get any better than Rutgers on Memorial Day.
All right, that's going to do it. Congratulations to the team. I'm Anthony Callen for Leif Elsmo and our entire crew. Thanks for watching tonight, and have a great night.
Welcome back to Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. I'm Leif Elsmo. Now we get set for a great matchup between a Georgetown team who has gotten better every year under Dave Urich and Syracuse. Of course, 2 teams that will be in the NCAA tournament, but playing for the best seeding possible. Let's go to Georgetown as Syracuse comes to play.
A good crowd on hand for number 3 Georgetown hosting number 2 Syracuse. Georgetown in the white and the silver helmets. 3-1 Orange late first quarter. Trevor Walker to Steve Dussault with a rocket ship beating Rob Mulligan. 3-2 Orange after 1. Second quarter, Tom Tamburino shot stopped by Mulligan. That got the Orange going. Brian Soliday, watch this move to the left, going low, bouncer. Yeah, 4-2 Orange, 13:34 to go second quarter. Mike Powell behind the net, number 22. Watch this pass to Michael Springer and the behind-the-back shot, but a great save by Steve Schroeder. Still 4-2. Scott Doyle, watch Zingo. The quick wrister Zingo, 4-3. Syracuse leads with 11:10 to go. Now watch, in the box. Josh Kaufman will deflect the outlet pass. The ball goes to Mike Powell, who gets it back to Josh, and watch. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, yeah, the Tom Marechek moves. Remember, Marechek went to Syracuse, and suddenly, Syracuse on a run. Mike Powell to Kaufman makes it 7-4, 9:43 to go. Then it's Kaufman to Spencer Wright, to Mike Springer, and whoosh, oh, he just shovels it under there. The great little shovel shot. Take another look, and whoop. Yeah, Syracuse leads at 8-4. Now watch this collision coming up. Mike Powell, there he is getting the ball, and boom! He gets crunched by Roger Colbert. Remember, Mike Powell only 5'10", 160. He was down for a little bit, but he'd be okay. Now, off the faceoff, Chris Searcy, late in the first half, 13 seconds to go, he scores! And Syracuse scored 5 goals in a row, and they had go into halftime with a 10-4 lead. Third quarter, minute 50 in, Spencer Wright makes it 11-4 Georgetown. A little later on, Mike Springer scoring, taking the big hit, 13-5. Syracuse running away with it. Jay Abendroth to Mike Powell behind the back, just like his big brothers used to do. I want to be like Mike. You got to love it. Syracuse goes on to win it 19-9. Michael Springer and Spencer Wright each had 4 goals. Steve Busseau had 3 for Georgetown. Mike Powell had 4 assists to go along with 1 goal.
Now it's time for a great Division III men's matchup. Every year they call it the War on the Shore when Washington College travels south to play Salisbury State.
Number 4 ranked Salisbury State University at 15-1, invading Washington College. It's Chestertown, Maryland, the War on the Shore. Josh Berge, the big hero for Salisbury State. He had 2 assists. Steve Brianna scored early. For Washington College, junior Craig Wrench had 3 goals. Salisbury led 2-1, then 3-1 in the second quarter. They had a 5-2 halftime lead. They stretched that lead to 6-4, and then they win 8-7. Salisbury advances to their 13th straight NCAA tournament by beating Washington College 8-7.
UVA in the orange at Butler. Virginia only 6-6 on the season. Final regular season game of the year for them. Chris Rotelli, first quarter, a minute 44 in, goal. 1-0 UVA. Right back comes Butler. Garrett Rosecrans with a shot and a goal, beating Tillman Johnson 1-1. Then it's Doug Patterson to Rosecrans, and he scores again. 2-1. Butler had the lead, but they wouldn't have it for long. Ned Bowen, the long pole on the break, scores. Score tied at 2. Next, it'll be Trey Whitty finding Ian Shore on the doorstep. Nice play. Wahoos lead at 3-2. It's 4-2 Virginia when Chris Rotelli comes up with a rocket ship. My goodness, was that ever blasted just like it was out of a cannon. Like another look. Woo! Chris Rotelli has got some firepower, folks. 5-2 UVA after 1. Second quarter, Chris Atkin to Matt Yeager. He will beat Tillman Johnson with a bouncer. That made it 5-3. Now later in the quarter, Ryan Stopper trying to bring the ball up for Butler. Now watch. In the circle, that's one of the Butler coaches. Watch what happens. Stopper being pushed out of bounds will try to pass the ball, and hits his coach right in the forehead with a stick, and you know that's smart. However, he'd be okay. He'd be back coaching just seconds after this. 6-5 Virginia at halftime. Third quarter, Dan Torgensen loses the ball. Doug Patterson picks it up for Butler, finds Ryan Ward in the slot. He scores. The game is tied up at 6. But then Connor Gill, who missed the last game, coming out from behind the net. He's already scored 1. He scores his second straight goal. Virginia has an 8-6 lead. Ryan Ward, whoosh! Rocket ship. Wow, what a shot. But Connor Gill drawing attention and finding Jamison Mullen for the goal. Again, it's Gill to Ian Shore, and Virginia goes on to beat Butler 11-8. Gill had 3 assists and 2 goals as he sparked his team to victory.
Hi, I'm Tom Marechek. Come join me at my All-Pro Lacrosse Camp at Goucher College, June 24th through the 28th.
Lacrosse action ever produced, and each one of these tapes could be yours for $24.95. How'd you like to watch the 98 World Games featuring Canada-US in the final that really rocked the lacrosse world? Then, 90 minutes of action from 1999, including 10 championships. The best action from the year 2000, another 90-minute tape. or Superstars 2, the best players from the last 5 years. Get any of these tapes today, and you'll get Superstars 1 for free.
It's a bear. It's out.
The best outdoor lacrosse is here. See Millen and Marichek square off against Casey Powell and the Long Island Lizards. Call 1-866-99-HAWKS for tickets to the inaugural game on June 7th. 1-866-99-HAWKS. The best seats are going fast. Visit BaltimoreBayHawks.com for season plans or individual tickets to the real game, the way it was meant to be played. 1-866-99-HAWKS.
Welcome back to Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. Right now, it's time to take a look at the America East Finals. Don't forget, automatic qualifier for the winner.
All season long, I've been telling anyone who would listen that Towson is a dangerous team. Now they get the chance to prove it. It's the America East Finals, and they get on the board first. Josh Cornett from Brad Reppert. Towson's up 1-0. Hofstra would put up a valiant fight behind Tom Kessler of Hicksville. He would finish with 4 goals, including this stellar effort behind the back. You got to be kidding me. That deserves a second look. Here it is again. Kessler over the shoulder past John Horrigan, Towson's goalie. Hofstra's up early. Towson's offense continues to roll. It's Scott Dooley of Yorktown. They lead 2-1. Then Adam Hananel of Baldwin High School, 3-1 in favor of the Pride. Towson's signature this year has been diversity on offense, and that's Josh Tankersley. He's got a right-handed cannon. He scores. And then watch the passing. Brad Monaco inside to Reppert, who finishes from close range. Towson showing the ability to score goals. Hofstra continues to roll themselves. Great passing. It's Kessler on the far side. 5-hole, he beats Oregon. The fans were treated to championship caliber play. Remember, the winner of this game gets an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Second quarter action, Hofstra scores as John Horrigan, a little over-aggressive on that play. He came out to double on the pick play, which is the correct play, but you got to pick your poison. And that time he got burnt. That's Ryan Oblage from behind the cage. He had a big game. And then Cornett inside to Reppert, the garbage man, scores. Towson goes on a mini run. There's Cornett again, streaking right-handed for the nice goal. Transition, the hallmark of the Towson Tigers. Reppert finishes, and then the finalizer. Watch this move behind the goal. The defender gets caught up in the goal. Reppert, sensational job. Inside to Ryan Oblage. Tony Seaman garners the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Congratulations, Towson. They beat Hofstra 13-11. Brad Reppert, 4 goals, 4 assists. Ryan Oblage, 4 goals. The Tigers, they're back in the tournament.
Let's take a look at the Division III Men's Lacrosse Championship. First round action. Springfield will be at home taking on East Connecticut State. The winner will take on Gettysburg at Gettysburg, since Gettysburg gets that bye. Hampton and Sydney at home against Denison, and Salisbury State will battle Stevens Tech at home on the Eastern Shore. Nazareth and the Cool Purple Helmets will get the other first round bye. They will play the winner of Cortland State against Rensselaer. That game at Cortland State. Defending champion Middlebury at home against Endicott. And then there's Ithaca at home taking on Messiah College. Let's take a look at the Division II men's brackets. CW Post will play host to Adelphi. These two have battled for the championship in many years. CW Post never able to come out on top. Last year's champion Limestone will defend their title at home against Wingate. The Division I men's bracket will stack up like this. Number 1 seed will be Syracuse, thanks to that big victory last weekend over Georgetown on the road. They will play the winner of number 8 Virginia, who squeaks in this year with a 7-6 record against Hofstra. That game will be played at Army on May 13th. Quarterfinals at Hofstra on May 19th. And the other first-round matchup at Army, number 5 Notre Dame will take on Bucknell. The winner of that game will travel to Maryland on May 20th to take on the 4th seed Johns Hopkins. The rest of the pairings look like this. Maryland, after a tremendous year led by Andrew Bugs Combs, gets the 3rd seed and the bye. They will play at home on May 20th. They will play the winner of the Towson-Duke game. That game played at UMBC on May 12th. Maryland has beaten both of these teams this year. However, they have lost to Duke once. The other game at UMBC on the 12th, 7th-seeded Loyola takes on Georgetown, and the winner of that game will travel to Hofstra on May 19th to take on the 2nd-seeded Princeton Tigers.
Lacrosse fitness tip. There are two types of speed in lacrosse. Linear speed, going from A to B, and breakaway speed, or separation speed. The athletes behind me right now are working on separation speed. As they go through the hurdles, they're working on getting from side to side as quickly as possible. You can simulate this on the lacrosse field by taking your lacrosse sticks and putting them about a yard apart from one another and going through about a 10-yard sequence, and doing that 3 to 5 times, at least 3 times a week, in order to get better separation speed.
When it comes to SUVs and vans, your Toyota dealer has all the right choices. In fact, more SUV choices than anyone, starting with a very affordable RAV4, all new and priced below last year. Toyota, the right one for you.
I wish I could do that.
Watch him with my tear. Shoots up, scores. Killer! Rip it! He's got it.
Goal, money. You see that? You see that play right now?
He's got more rope on the far side. Pressure on. Inside. Shoots up, scores again.
Get Lacrosse Video Magazine delivered to your computer each week, only through 360lacrosse.com.
Yeah, baby.
Where did they get the game of lacrosse?
Grandson. The game of lacrosse came from the Thunder Kid.
Remember the first game on 33rd Street, the first at Camden Yards and Raven Stadium.
Here we go again.
The all-new Baltimore Bayhawks professional outdoor lacrosse is here. See Millen and Marichek square off against Casey Powell and the Long Island Lizards. Call 1-866-99-HAWKS for tickets to the inaugural game on June 7th. 1-866-99-HAWKS. The best seats are going fast. Visit BaltimoreBayhawks.com for season plans or individual tickets to the real game, the way it was meant to be played. 1-866-99-HAWKS.
Hi, I'm Tom Marichek. Here's a shooting tip for when you're one-on-one with the goaltender. You want to keep your stick high, your shoulder high, come in and drop the ball low at the last split second. I want to invite you to come watch me and the best players in the world play for the Baltimore Bayhawks this summer at Johns Hopkins Stadium. You're going to love it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. It's our pro segment. You know, for 16 weeks, the National Lacrosse League pros have been battling it out to this moment. It's time for the NLL championship game.
This is a series that's been dominated recently by the Toronto Rock, the two-time defending champions. Tommy Ryan and the Philadelphia Wings defense, they're sticking up for themselves early, and Mark Millen's finding the back of the net. 5-2 early when Caleb Toth, nice little fake on the 2-on-1, he finishes 5-3 in favor of Philadelphia. Tommy Marichek, sensational behind-the-back pass to his line mate. That's Jake Berge, folks, one of the best in the business. 6-3 Wings. Mark Millen came ready to play, uses the screen, sticks the outside shot past Bob Watson. Caleb Toth for Toronto. He would make the score 7-4. Beautiful move on the near side, taking Mike Buzzard to the cage. There's no help. Marichek would then stick what would be the game winner. That made it 9-5 from the outside. He celebrates. Toronto would score 3 straight to make this a nail-biter. Kim Squire from point-blank range beats Dallas Elliott. Elliott played spectacularly. He finished with 40 saves. Caleb Toth notched the hat trick right here. That made it 9-7. Toronto pulled their goalie. They made it 9-8 with less than 2 minutes to go. It's Dan Stroop from Kim Squire. But Philadelphia, they hold on. They're victorious in Toronto. What an upset. Congratulations to Tony Resch and the Philadelphia Wings. They win 9-8. They are the National Lacrosse League champions.
Next week, the NCAA tournament starts. We'll have all the highlights right here. See you then. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. I'm Leif Elsmo, and it's quarterfinal time in the NCAA men's division for the championship play. Now, it's a Saturday-Sunday affair, doubleheaders in the north, doubleheaders in the south. They start in the north on Saturday, and the site is Hofstra.
Number 1 seed Syracuse in white. They're playing Hofstra at Hofstra, NCAA quarterfinal action. That's Scott Dooley. He scores early, and then he scores often in the first quarter. Hofstra was ready to play. They scored 5 goals in the first quarter, including that effort by Tom Kessler, but Syracuse would fight back. They put together a terrific second quarter led by Josh Kaufman. He was Mr. Everything, dodging and shooting so effectively. Syracuse trailed 8-4, but then they scored 3 straight before halftime. The stealth bomber, Michael Springer, with that garbage goal. Ball possession was so important. Chris Searcy for Syracuse won 24 of 34 faceoffs and passes like that. Kaufman to Powell. It's in the back of the net. Syracuse got things rolling. They led 11-10. Hofstra's great All-American Doug Shanahan with that goal. Then Syracuse would score 6 straight goals. They would stretch the lead to 16-10. Ripping the cord from multiple angles, Mike Powell, and then Kaufman again. So devastating when he gets to the middle of the field. Syracuse has so many weapons. A little sloppiness on defense, though. Watch Kessler for Hofstra sneak in the backside. He's left one-on-one against Mulligan. Kessler knows how to finish. And then Mulligan loses the ball. The second time in this game, really sloppy clearing hurt him. Let's see if he can fix things up for next week's showdown in the semifinals. Stealth power for Syracuse. Springer rocks and rolls. The Orange, they win 18-13. Kaufman, 4 goals, 2 assists. Liam Banks, 3 goals. Mike Powell, 3 goals. Syracuse, 19 straight Final Fours.
Division I men's quarterfinal action. Dave Cottle there, a little hot at the referee. So is Bill Tierney. Very tight game. First quarter, 1-0 Loyola. Will McCall slips, falls, avoids the circle, gets up and scores for Princeton. Princeton obviously in the white. Scores 1-1 after 1. Second quarter action, Loyola on the power play. Bobby Horsey finds Gavin Prout, and the Greyhounds take a 2-1 lead. A little bit later, Sean Hartopoulos, Zingo, somehow he gets that by Jason Bourne in the post. How, I don't know. Game tied at 2. About a minute later, Rob Torty on the move. Same type of shot, a little higher. Not much room, but he gets it by Bourne. Look at Jason Bourne. What else am I going to do? I don't know how to stop that. Great shot by Hartopoulos, 3-2. But back comes Loyola. Gunnar Gellerman with a high riser from Horsey, and it's 3-3. Then it'll be Horsey to Michael Sullivan. Rocket ship goal. 4-3 Loyola. Good defense late in the half. Here comes Kyle Barger, stopped by Jason Bourne. Super play. Then Trevor Tierney on the other end of the field, stopping Gavin Prout under a minute to play. Third quarter action, 5-4 Princeton. On the break, you never see Princeton on the break. Winston Ross to Ryan Boyle to Sean Hartopoulos, and it's 6-4 Princeton. Hidden ball trick, watch this. There's the ball right there in the circle. Gavin Prout looks like he's going to give it to Bobby Horsey, but doesn't. Trevor Tierney, the goalie, thinks Horsey has it. Look, he's not even looking, and Gavin Prout scores an easy goal. Wow. However, Princeton would overcome that. Matt Strebel to Brad Dumont. Look at this shot. Whoop. 8-5. Tigers with 7:36 to go. 2:10 left. Loyola coming back. It's 8-6. Gavin Prout from Gunnar Gettleman scores 8-7. Last chance for Loyola. They knock the ball free from Ryan Boyle, but they can't come up with it. And Princeton hangs on to win 8-7. They go on to the Final Four.
Division II semifinals from Long Island. Beautiful goal, CW Post. That's Rob Kosia. They lead 1-0. Then he does the same thing. This is not a replay. He beats goalie Brian Soper. CW Post, they lead 2-0. Soper would finish with 16 saves on the afternoon. He would be one of the keys for Adelphi. That's number 10, Brian Tower, scoring for Adelphi. The score was 2-2 at the end of the first quarter. 7-4 Adelphi at halftime. They would score 4 straight goals. Kim Delphs with that extra man goal. He is in Australia. McInerney falls down, kicks it up top, the outside shot. RJ Degenfelder for Post can't make the save. 9-4 in favor of Adelphi. The star of the game was Mike McInerney. Here he is. Picks up the ground ball, coast to coast. 11-4. Adelphi leads. Post would then score 3 straight goals. Watch little Benny Catone sneak inside here. Number 29, he positions himself right in the middle, catches, fires. He scores. They cut the lead to 11-7, but Adelphi would dominate the fourth period. Extra man goal right there. David Toy, Mike McInerney, Adelphi rolls. 16-8, they move on to the Division II National Championship. The Division II semifinals, the Limestone Saints in white taking on Wingate. The reigning NCAA Division II National Champion Limestone Saints, they crushed Wingate for the third time this season. They moved out to a 9-0 lead at halftime. They extended the lead to 14-0 in the third quarter. The Saints cruised to a 20-2 victory. Remember last year in 2000, Limestone, the first team from the Deep South to make it to the Division II title game. They won that championship. They beat Post 10-9. Their coach, Mike Serino, resigned, but now their new coach, Bill Malone, has the Saints dreaming of back-to-back national championships. This year's title game is set. It'll be Limestone against Adelphi on Sunday, May 27th, Rutgers University at Yurkak Field. Hope to see you there.
When we come back, we'll go to the other quarterfinal round games. They'll be held at College Park. But first, here's a player tip from our Team Toyota Stars.
Hi, I'm Quinn Kesnick. At the Toyota Lacrosse Clinics, you're going to learn a lot of the basic fundamentals of lacrosse. Today, let's take a look at the goalie stick and the pocket. This is my goalie stick. I like to use a pretty deep pocket. That enables me to not only make the save, but control the ball, to catch the ball, and then make an outlet pass. So remember, your number one priority is make the save, catch it, and then make the outlet pass. And this deep pocket gives you that opportunity.
When it comes to cars, Toyota has it all. Better quality, better value, and all the right choices. Starting with one of the lowest priced cars in America. Toyota, the right one for you.
I wish I could do that.
Watch number 22.
Shoots up, scores.
Killer! Rip it!
He's got it.
Go, money. You see that? You see that play right now?
He's got more rope on the far side. Pressure on. Inside. Shoots up, scores again.
Get Lacrosse Video Magazine delivered to your computer each week, only through 360lacrosse.com.
Yeah, baby.
Where did they get the game of lacrosse?
Grandson, the game of lacrosse came from the Thunder people.
Put your opponent out of commission with the Mission 2000.
Lax World, the lacrosse superstore. If you want to be the best player that you can be on the field, then you want the greatest equipment selection that you can find. And that's at Lax World. Everything you need to be the best. Go to the Lacrosse Superstore. Lax World. Call 1-800-PLAY-LAX.
Toyota Lacrosse Weekly is brought to you by Toyota and your local Toyota dealers. By 360lacrosse.com, the definitive source. Lax World, the lacrosse superstore. Call 1-800-PLAY-LAX. And by De Beer Lacrosse, innovation breeds champions.
Hi, everyone. Back to Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. Again, Leif Elsmo with you, taking you to the Southern quarter-final round weekend. It's at College Park. Again, two great matchups. Let's go to the action.
Third-seeded Maryland taking on sixth-seeded Towson. Maryland in the white. That's Mike Mollett coming out from behind the net. First quarter action, but stopped by John Horgan. Towson trails 1-0. Josh Tankersley, rocket ship goal. Quickie, 1-1. The game is tied. Towson will get really hot. Hunter Lochte to Kyle Campbell. He blasts one by McGinnis, 2-1. Towson 11:31 left first quarter. Good movement. Brad Monaco to Tankersley. Wow. 9:58 to go. It's 3-1. Look at the replay and what great placement on that shot. Now watch this play coming up. Alex Fountain, nowhere to go. Okay, here. I'll give it to Hunter Lochte. He gives it to Campbell. Zingo! He scores 4-1. 4 straight goals by Towson, but they weren't done. Oh my Josh, Tankersley scores again, 5-1, 5 straight goals for Towson. But just before the end of the first quarter, Maryland comes back. Mala to Dan LaMonica with 25 seconds to go. And then Nate Watkins to Dan LaMonica. 18 seconds to go, 5-3. And then 3 seconds left. Watkins from Dan LaMonica, 5-4 after 1. Second quarter, watch this great play. Brad Reppert knocks it away from David Rose. Gets it to Kyle Campbell, to Ryan Oblage. Back to Campbell. Goal! You don't see any prettier goal than that, folks. 6-4 Towson, 8-6 Towson at the half. Third quarter, Mike Mollett scores to give Maryland a 9-8 lead. It was 10-10 after 3. Fourth quarter, 8:07 left. Dan LaMonica to Bugs Combs. 11-10 Terps, and that's the way it stood until 44 seconds left. Kyle Campbell to Hunter Lochte. We're tied at 11. The all-important face-off. The ball is loose. Scooped up by Drew Walenga. Long pass to Neil Adams. Adams gets it to Oblage to Campbell. Goal, Towson. Oh my goodness, 27 seconds to go. They run out the clock and they beat Maryland 12-11 in a thrilling game. Campbell had 4 goals and an assist. Tankersley had 3. Towson advances to the semis for just the second time ever. NCAA quarterfinal action from Bird Stadium. In the rain, there's the band. Notre Dame in the dark jerseys, Hopkins in the blue and white. There's a nice stop. John Flandina spoiled by Rob Scher. 18 saves for Scher. Hopkins led 3-1 in the first quarter when David Ulrich scored to make it 3-2. All right, we got a loose ball situation. Ball is loose. Bodies flying everywhere. You might call it an unsettled situation. Todd Ulrich picks up the loose ball, gets it to his brother David Ulrich. He will drop it for the trailer. Travis Wells, who rockets one in there, ties the game up at 3. 4-3 Notre Dame after 1. Watch this now. Joe McDermott, point-blank range. But there's Kirk Howell. Captain Kirk coming up with a big save. Moments later, Connor Ford to Bobby Benson in front. And there's Howell again. Captain Kirk coming up big. 17 stops for him on the day. Travis Wells, the low bouncer, beating Rob Scher. 5-3, 4 goals in a row for Notre Dame with 9:50 left second quarter. Again, Kirk Howell stopping Joe McDermott. The Blue Jays don't quit, however. Joe McDermott finally gets one by. Kirk Howell there, much to his disgust. 5-4 Notre Dame. The Irish again. Tom Glatzel just boring his way in. Shooting and scoring 6-4 Notre Dame. Fast break. Hopkins doesn't do it often, but beautiful. Eric Wheaton to Ford to Benson, 6-5. Then it's John Flandina to Glatzel. Woo! What a pretty goal by Tom Glatzel. Notre Dame never trailed after this point. They score 5 goals in the fourth quarter. They go on to beat Hopkins 13-9. They advance to their first ever Final Four, the first ever Final Four appearance by a Western team.
Our Toyota Player of the Week, Josh Kaufman of Syracuse University, 4 goals and 2 assists as the Orangemen beat Hofstra 18-13 and advance to the NCAA Final Four for the 19th straight year. Josh Kaufman, Toyota Player of the Week.
Lacrosse Weekly. Now we move on to Division III. They are also in the middle of their playoffs. And let's take a look at some of the great action moving toward the final weekend at Rutgers.
Division III semifinal. That's Gettysburg in the white. They're taking on Denison in the red. The Gettysburg Bullets. And that is Tommy Pierce. Second quarter action. 4-3 Gettysburg. Pierce makes it 5-3 Bullets with that goal. On the fast break, watch this. Stephen Lewis to Ryan Berger. He finds Sean Ferber on the other side of the field. He scores. And Denison had pulled them within 5-4 with 6:23 left. Rick Bremer to Jake Van Nostrand. Oh, pretty play. 6-4 Gettysburg. Then it's Pierce again, number 4, boring his way in, shooting and scoring. 7-4. Gettysburg led 7-5 at the half. Second half, freshman goalie Tim McGinnis came up huge here with a big stop right there on Kevin Sullivan. Now watch, good D coming up. Ryan Berger with the ball. Look at that poke check by Mike Plantholt of Gettysburg, and then he picks up the ball and races out of there. That's the way you play defense, folks. Sean O'Brien, he gets his shot at McGinnis, but again, the freshman goalie comes up huge. 11 saves for him. Right up the fourth quarter faceoff, that's Rich Sharp. He will shoot and score. Pachow! The Bullets advance to their first ever Division III championship game. Congratulations.
Women's Division One.
Cutting. You can't leave Springer alone like that in front. He scores 8-2. Now, late in the first half, 3.5 minutes to go. Notre Dame trying to clear. Kirk Howell blindly passes it. He didn't see Springer. Springer makes him pay. 4 goals in the first half for Springer, and Syracuse has a 9-3 lead as we go to halftime. Syracuse and Notre Dame, second half action. The Orange would strike first. Just under 2 minutes into the game, Spencer Wright with a shot. Now watch, in the spot shadow, that's Mike Springer. Kirk Howell made the save, and he tries to outlet, but it's deflected by Springer to Mike Powell. Back to Springer, who scores. Unselfish play by Powell there. Pretty, watch it. There's the stop. Watch Powell, number 10, or rather Springer, number 10, deflects the ball right there, and then he gets it right back to Springer. An easy goal, 10-3, Syracuse in control. Notre Dame trying to get back into a good pass from behind the net, but Rob Mulligan right there to come up with a save. Nifty save for Mulligan. Notre Dame, Glatzel behind the net to David Ulrich, to John Harvey, who's cutting, and Harvey would score right there. Notre Dame late in the third period had closed to within 10-4. But that's as close as they would get. Mike Powell with a finalizer behind the net. Look at him handle the ball, fake the pass, and then he gets it to Mike Springer with a quick goal. Beautiful play there by Mike Powell. Watch the fake pass there, and then the pass to Springer, the quick catch and shot. Mike Springer, a career-high 6 goals in this game. That was number 6, 40th on the season. Liam Banks to Jason Janiskevich, 12-4. Syracuse goes on to win it, 12-5. Springer 6 goals, Powell 4 assists. David Ulrich had a goal and 2 assists for Notre Dame. Syracuse goes on to the championship game. Tony Seaman on the left, Bill Tierney on the right. It's Towson against Princeton, Division I semifinal number 2. Princeton in the white. 12 seconds into the game, Matt Strebel with a shot, point blank. John Harrigan with a save. Here comes Drew Farr for Towson in the black and gold. To Ryan Oblage, to Kyle Campbell. And Campbell goes top shelf. Towson just like that has a 1-0 lead. Princeton, though, comes back, but there's John Horgan again with a stop. Stopping B.J. Prager, then Prager again. Stopped by Horgan. Towson now at the other end of the field. Josh Tankersley, watch this rocket ship. Yeah, off the tip of the stick of Trevor Tierney, and a goal. 2-0 Towson, but Princeton is a veteran team. They will come back. On the run, Sean Hartopoulos on a great pass from Ryan Boyle. Wow, what a goal, 2-1. The young Towson Tigers, though, not intimidated. Tankersley to Hunter Lochte with an absolute laser to the corner. Pings off the post, 2. 3-1. Towson, but Princeton will score 6 straight goals. Will McCall to B.J. Prager, 3-3. Matt Baylor on the move. Somebody stop the guy. Goal, 4-3. That was just 22 seconds later. Princeton had the lead. Then Chris Harrington to Rob Torty, who scores 4 goals in a row. Now watch in the box. That's B.J. Prager for Princeton. He gets the pass. Shot stopped by Horgan. The rebound stopped by Horgan. The man is unbelievable, keeping his team in the game. Still 5-3. Look at that pass. Ryan Boyle to Harrington. 6-3 Tigers. 2:21 left in the half. They score 6 goals in a row, and they lead at halftime. 7-4. Princeton ahead. The Towson Tigers retake the field for the second half. Let's go to fourth quarter action. 8-6 Princeton. Ryan Boyle to Drew Casino. Nice pass. And there is Sean Hartopoulos shooting off the crossbar and in for the goal. Early fourth quarter, 40 seconds in, it's 9-6. Poor clearing pass by Josh Cornett, picked off by Boyle. He gets it to Strebel, to Prager, and BJ scores his second goal of the game. 10-6 Princeton. Towson tries to come back with Brian Myers, but there's Trevor Tierney, the senior, coming up with a big stop. Towson does not give up. The Tigers, Brad Reppert from behind the goal will score. With 9:48 left, it's 10-7. More Brad Reppert. This time from Brad Monaco on the doorstep. He scores on the edge of the crease, 10-8 with 9:07 to go. Joe Rosenblum, long outlet pass to Ryan Mollett. Look at that pass to Prager, who scores. Wow. Third goal of the game for Prager, 11-8, 6:29 to go. Princeton seemingly in control, but Jay Horowitz with a laser beam rocket. 5:52 to go. It's 11-9. Then Kyle Campbell with no angle from Josh Tankersley. How did he get that one in there? Supercalifragilistic. 11-10. 4:15 left. Wesley Speaks on the fast break to Oblage, to Refford. What a pass, what a goal. 11-11, 2:33 to go. Towson is stoked. But Princeton, they are veterans. Sean Hartopoulos, watch the shot, deflected off the stick of the defense. Skips underneath Horrigan for the goal. Princeton has a 12-11 lead, 2:02 to go. Ryan Oblage behind the net. Defender falls down. He's got a chance to tie the game, but off the head of Tierney. What a save. And then closing seconds. Hunter Lochte and Trevor Tierney comes up with save number 13 on the day for him. Wow. Closing seconds, last chance. They don't get a shot off. Princeton wins the game 12-11 in a thriller. An unbelievable finish, an unbelievable game. Oh, Tony Seaman is just disgusted, but a great game. Princeton advances to another championship game.
When we come back, we'll go back to Rutgers for the finals of Division III and Division II. But first, for you young players, here's a performance tip from our Team Toyota Stars.
Hi, this is Paul Gate with the beer, letting you know the advantage of traditional and mesh. Traditional pockets have an advantage because what they do is the leather runners grip the ball to give you better control. The advantage of mesh, however, is that it's easier to maintain and also allows a quicker release. So you have control over quickness and release and ease of care. Hopefully these tips will help you improve your game.
When it comes to cars, Toyota has it all. Better quality, better value, and all the right choices. Starting with one of the lowest priced cars in America. Toyota, the right one for you.
I wish I could do that.
Watch number 22.
Shoots up, scores.
Killer! Rip it!
He's got it.
Go, money. You see that? You see that play right there?
He's got more rope on the far side. Pressure on. Inside. Shoots up, scores again.
Get Lacrosse Video Magazine delivered to your computer each week, only through 360lacrosse.com.
Yeah, baby.
Where did they get the game of lacrosse?
Grandson, the game of lacrosse came from the Thunder people.
Put your opponent out of commission with the Mission 2000.
Lax World, the lacrosse superstore. If you want to be the best player that you can be on the field, then you want the greatest equipment selection that you can find. And that's at Lax World. Everything you need to be the best. Go to the Lacrosse Superstore. Lax World. Call 1-800-PLAY-LAX.
Toyota Lacrosse Weekly is brought to you by Toyota and your local Toyota dealers. By 360lacrosse.com, the definitive source. Lax World, the lacrosse superstore. Call 1-800-PLAY-LAX. And by De Beer Lacrosse, innovation breeds champions.
Hi, everyone. Leif Elsmo back with you on Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. Well, we've seen the semifinals, but what a great weekend it was at Rutgers, because on the day between the semis and the finals for Division I, Division II and III have their championships. Let's start off with the great action from Division III.
The Middlebury Panthers and the Gettysburg Bullets getting ready to face off for the Division III 2001 championship. I'm Quint Kesnick. Here are the highlights. Middlebury scored the first 2 goals of the game. Holt Hopkins to Zach Herbert, 1-0. And then on the fast break, it's Herbert returning the favor, cross the front of the cage. Look at Holt Hopkins trying to roll inside, and he beats Timmy McGinnis between the legs, 2-0 Panthers. Then on the extra man, Tommy Pierce, number 4 for Gettysburg, jams it down low. Pete Milliman, 2-1 in favor of the defending champion Middlebury Panthers. Tommy Pierce, tremendous midfielder, from Gettysburg ties it up at 2, and at the end of the first quarter, the Gettysburg fans had a lot to cheer about. They were leading 3-2, but the second quarter would be dominated by Middlebury. 5 straight goals. David Seeley, tic-tac-toe passing, ties the score up at 3. Chris Davis would then score unassisted to make it 5-3 in favor of Middlebury. And then Matt Dunn finds Greg Carroll inside. Carroll, tall right-hander, beats McGinnis at 6-3 with 4:29 to go before halftime. Then Holt Hopkins dodges, dishes off to Carroll. 2 in a row for Greg Carroll, 7-3 at halftime. Pete Milliman from Gettysburg in the third quarter. Wraparound shot, 8-4. Middlebury clinging to a 4-goal lead. That's referee Matt Palem, Syracuse class of 1990. Great to see some ex-players, especially some young ex-players, refereeing in championship caliber games. Whoa, what a rip. That's Rich Sharp of Gettysburg, 8-5, 13 minutes to go. And then Matt Dunn with the socks up. This guy is an absolute tank, dodging by himself through 2 Gettysburg players, 9-5. Middlebury leads with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Make it 9-6. Tommy Pierce to Chris Barron. Only a 3-goal margin right here. Gettysburg with some momentum. But Jamie Hare, the captain, the experience of Middlebury, so effective. And you can see McGinnis, Gettysburg's goalie, shaking his head. And then Holt Hopkins, the boys Latin class of 97. One of the outstanding players in all Division III. He scores. That made it 11-6. Charlie Hanchett in transition. 11-7. These teams basically traded goals in the second half. Matt Dunn, Middlebury, 12-7. The key to this game, though, was the second quarter where Gettysburg went on that 5-goal run. Here's Tommy Pierce of Gettysburg to Jake Van Nostrand, 12-8. Gettysburg hanging on, but this save of the day, Eric Krieger off the butt end. Are you kidding me? Gettysburg gets the ball in transition. They get it up the field to Matt Frizora, and he scores to make it 14-9. Middlebury, they're the champions again. They win 15-10. Congratulations to their coach, Aaron Quinn. The seniors, 2 consecutive titles. MVP Holt Hopkins to the right, 2 goals, 4 assists. Zach Herbert, 2 goals, 2 assists. And Matt Dunn had 2 goals and 1 assist. The Middlebury Panthers in front. Limestone in white against Adelphi in black. It's the Division II championship. I'm Quinn Kesnick. Here are the highlights. It was a seesaw first half. The extra man effective for Adelphi. Kim Delphs down low to big Brian Tower, 2-1. And then David Toy from Perth, Australia. He comes from a land down under, 2-2. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bill Malone, the head coach, Limestone College in Gaffney, South Carolina, the defending champions in the Division II ranks. Mike McInerney inside to Rich Dahmer. McInerney would finish this game with 6 points. Dahmer would have 5 goals. Beautiful box fake. That's John Riley of Limestone. 3-3 in the second quarter. Then McInerney inside to Dahmer. The 1-2 punch, so effective for AU, the Adelphi Panthers. Dahmer from McInerney. Any way you say it, it's a lethal combination. Beautiful shot by Kim Delphs on the extra man, 6-4 in favor of Adelphi. But then Limestone would score 2 straight. John Navarro to Chris Mangum. And Navarro then finds Nick Carlson, 6-6 with 2:22 to go before halftime. Final goal of the first half, Mike McInerney with 17 seconds to go. Whoa, what an individual effort. Burnside, Australia, the product, Mike McInerney. Huge impact in the first half. Here he is again now in the second half. Feeds in front. Beautiful pass and catch. Dan Kramer, 8-6 Adelphi. Tom Bruckbauer in transition, 9-6 Adelphi. The Panthers would make it 10-6. McInerney out of the substitution box. Whoa, rocket ship. 10-6. McInerney involved in 6 out of Adelphi's first 10 goals. Ryan Ross comes back for Limestone, 10-7. We're in the fourth quarter. Toy to Dahmer, 12-7, 12 minutes to go. This game featured 18 penalties. The extra mans were effective on both ends. This is Chris Campbell. He had a great game for Limestone. He finished with 3 goals, including that outside shot. Brian Tower, Adelphi. Unstoppable. The power of Tower. Or is he a tower of power? Here he is again with the assist to Dahmer. Dahmer scored 5 goals. Adelphi wins 14-10. Their goalie, Brian Soper, terrific. Congratulations, Adelphi and coach Sandy Capitos, Division II champions.
Hi, I'm Tom Marichek. Come join me at my All-Pro Lacrosse Camp at Goucher College, June 24th through the 28th.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota has it all. Award-winning compact and full-size trucks. Tough, dependable, and including one of the most affordable trucks sold in America. Toyota, the right one for you.
Lax World, the lacrosse superstore. If you want to be the best player that you can be on the field, then you want the greatest equipment selection that you can find. And that's at Lax World. Everything you need to be the best. Go to the Lacrosse Superstore. Lax World. Call 1-800-PLAY-LAX.
It's a bear. It's after a Smirnoff Ice. No. Bear. Oh. Don't move. What are you doing? Hold still. Okay, hold still. Don't move, buddy. Look, honey. Oh, good, yeah. Look at that. Honey. Okay. What are you doing?
New Smirnoff Ice. Drink it responsibly.
Didn't you have a friend?
Yes. Smooth move.
Remember the first game on 33rd Street? The first at Camden Yards and Raven Stadium.
Here we go again.
The all-new Baltimore Bayhawks Professional Outdoor Lacrosse is here. See Millen and Marichek square off against Casey Powell and the Long Island Lizards. Call 1-866-99-HAWKS for tickets to the inaugural game on June 7th. 1-866-99-HAWKS. The best seats are going fast. Visit BaltimoreBayhawks.com for season plans or individual tickets to the real game, the way it was meant to be played. 1-866-99-HAWKS.
Hi, everyone. Leif Elsmo back with you on Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. We're going to go back to Rutgers for the final day of the season, the championship game for men's Division I.
Championship game, Division I, Princeton and Syracuse, another epic battle. Early on, first quarter, watch this, Ryan Boyle, point blank on Rob Mulligan, but the Syracuse goalie up for the task. Syracuse in the white. And there's a big shot there, the other end, Spencer Wright. Trevor Tierney says, whatever you can do, Rob, I can do just as well. Brad Dumont, look at him get by Josh Kaufman, and Zingo, top over the head of Mulligan, 1-0, Princeton out front early. Matt Strebel then finds Owen Daly for the goal, and Princeton, with 10:52 to go, has a 2-0 lead. Syracuse trying to get back into it. Spencer Wright, he is stopped by Trevor Tierney. And it's Dumont again, shot, goal, 4-0. Princeton has the lead. John Desko can't believe it. Finally, the Syracuse offense gets going. Brian Soliday makes it 4-1. But before long, Matt Strebel, number 30 for Princeton, dives in, shot off the shoulder of Mulligan and in for the goal. 5-1 Tigers. Can you believe it? They almost got more, but Sean Hartopoulos is stopped there by Mulligan, who came up with several sparkling saves. Syracuse gets the offense going. Liam Banks to Pat Hogan. And then Mike Powell behind the net, knocked down, penalty coming. Watch, he almost loses his pants. But he finds Josh Kaufman, who scores right there to the circle into the corner. 5-3. Princeton dominated the first half in every aspect, but they only lead by 2 at halftime.
Hi, I'm Jim Beardmore, and this is today's At Your Best Lacrosse Fitness Tip. Everybody knows that flexibility is extremely important in all sports. With flexibility, you decrease your chances for injury and increase your body's ability to get faster. The athletes behind me right now are doing assisted stretching. The athlete who is pushing on his back is giving him pressure on his back for about 8 to 10 seconds. Then the athlete on the ground will spread his legs, and the athlete behind will push him either to his right or to his left. It's very important to stretch both before and after you exercise.
Second half action, we are underway in the Division I championship game. Chris Harrington with a blast for Princeton, but look at the kick save and a beaut by Rob Mulligan. Wow, that is as pretty as you will see. Matt Strebel behind the net defender falls down. He will get the ball to Rob Torty. Goal. Princeton has a 6-3 lead, third quarter action. Finally, Syracuse, Pat Hogan to Josh Kaufman behind the back shot. Ready, 6-4. Dan Clark to Sean Hartopoulos. Watch this. Whoa, get by the defender, then the pretty shot, but Rob Mulligan says, no, I don't think so, not today. Matt Strebel gets it to Ryan Boyle. There's a cutting B.J. Prager, number 12. He scores again, 7-4 Princeton. Next it's Clark to Prager on the doorstep. Tippy towing the line. It's good. It's a goal. 8-4 Princeton has a 4-goal lead late in the third. Josh Kaufman and Trevor Tierney just says no. Unbelievable save by Tierney. Fourth quarter action. Spencer Wright with a rocket ship. It's good. 8-5. Syracuse going to make a last push. Mike Powell. He is so quick. He gets by. He scores 8-6. On the extra man, Brian Soliday. Cannon coming. Goal. 8-7. Syracuse, the defending champs, making a run. 10 minutes to go. Now 7:40 to go. On the doorstep, Spencer Wright scores on the pass from Mike Powell. It's 8-8. After a B.J. Prager goal, it's 9-8 Princeton. Look behind the net. The finalizer. Mike Powell learned it from his brother. Defender falls down. But no! Trevor Tierney with a huge save. 1:08 to go. Finally, 16 seconds to go. Mike Powell, he gets in there and scores. He's so quick. The game is tied at 9. We go to overtime.
40 seconds to sit. Winding down. Shot coming in. There's the game. Prager wins it all for Princeton and Tierney. They are the Lacrosse Division I champions of 2001.
There you have it. Princeton wins their 5th title since 1992. Syracuse dejected. Princeton elated. They win another national championship. An unbelievable game. A 1-goal game. Princeton wins their 10th out of their last 11 in postseason play.
Our Toyota Player of the Week, B.J. Prager from Princeton. 3 goals in the semifinals and then 4 in the national championship game, including the game winner. Toyota Player of the Week, B.J. Prager of Princeton.
When it comes to SUVs and vans, your Toyota dealer has all the right choices. In fact, more SUV choices than anyone. Starting with a very affordable RAV4, all new and priced below last year. Toyota, the right one for you.
All right, more great action coming up. First, I want to invite you to Indian Creek, the lacrosse camps. They're really excited. How about Casey Powell, his brother, maybe the best players from the last 3 years, the MVP, the College Player of the Year from the last 3 years. That's my goal, to bring the best players to Indian Creek. Call this number, get more information, and we'll see you at Indian Creek.
See you at Indian Creek Lacrosse Camp.
Hi, I'm Tom Marichek. Come join me at my All-Pro Lacrosse Camp at Goucher College, June 24th through the 28th. You can also check me out at Leafs Indian Creek Lacrosse Camp.
I'm Casey Powell for 360lacrosse.com.
Here we go. I'm the man. I'm the man. Man.
Hi, I'm Tom Marichek. Here's a shooting tip for when you're one-on-one with the goaltender. You want to keep your stick high, your shoulder high, come in and drop the ball low at the last split second. I wanted to invite you to come watch me and the best players in the world play for the Baltimore Bayhawks this summer at Johns Hopkins Stadium. You're going to love it.
Hi everyone, Leif Elsmo back with you on Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. Don't forget the USCLA moves toward their championships both in men and women playing in club ball. Let's take a look at some of the action from last week.
USCLA action. Toyota in red playing Mount Washington at Norris Field on a rainy Friday night in Baltimore. Check out Toyota on the run. That's number 10, Joe High. Beautiful face dodge, but J.J. Pearl, nice save for Mount Washington. Then Matt Clune inside, Joe High, money in the bank. Toyota led early, but it was close. Then Ron Klausner, really known for his defensive skills, getting a run at the midfield, puts it in his left hand. Ronnie Klausner would play to Towson. Then Mark Taylorson down low. Beautiful shot by Alistair Hopkins, another Towson alum. First year in the club league for Alistair Hopkins. And watch number 17. That's Rob Persing. He played at Syracuse in the late 80s, early 90s. He gets the ground ball and finishes past Pearl. Toyota would win this game 16-10 behind Matt Clune, 6 goals. Kim Gray and John Brothers also had big nights.
Well, the college men's season and the college women's seasons are over, but we have 3 more weeks of great highlights right here on Toyota Lacrosse Weekly. We'll see you again next week.
Someone had told me years ago my hair could grow back.